What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
To me.
So this is kind of, I believe this was rumored to be a thing, but Valve decided to drop a fucking bomb today and be
Yeah,
like,
they sure did.
hey, here is our handheld PC. It is called Steam Deck, right? Not to be confused
Yes.
with the Stream Deck.
Yeah, which is confusing as someone who has been setting up their Stream Deck this week. I saw it. I saw the tweet that that Aaron shared in our Facebook group, and my first thought was like, how is Steam making a bootleg Stream Deck? Like, I thought they made a product called Stream Deck, and that they were trying to play it off as their own. I'm just like, this is a lawsuit. Like, is anybody? And then I reread it, of course. But
It's
what a
it's
wild.
so funny
It's a
that
weird name.
they dropped this on the day that Switch OLED pre-orders went live. So
Yeah.
genius.
Well, I could tell
Genius
you this
marketing.
much. I kind of like saw it happen, didn't really dig into it till like right before the podcast. I am no longer buying a Switch. That's not gonna fucking happen. If I do buy a handheld console, it is going to be the Steam Deck. I almost said
just
Stream Deck.
Steam Deck. We gotta. Yeah.
Get better at naming your consoles, people. Like, get it together. But anyway, this thing.
Yeah, legit. I think it's actually a terrible name. I think it's not a good name.
So this thing is a handheld PC.
Chris, I need you to buy this because I want the 2.0 version. Because the main thing I have to say about this, because both of you are actually going to know more about this than me from today's coverage, but the only concern I have is it does not look comfortable in my hands. That's it. And
okay.
I would say the Switch suffers from a similar problem. I've learned to deal with it. Doesn't bother me that much anymore. But still going to wait for that version 2.0 because it looks dope. I just don't want to physically hurt my hands by the way that I think it looks.
So let's back up a little bit and let people know what this is for the people that don't know. It is a portable handheld PC, basically, that is being released by Valve. It is coming this December. There are 3 different price points. The first one only has 64 gigs and starts at $399. Moving up from there, I think it's like $549 and $699 or $599 or $699 or something. This thing is a portable PC. So my main concern when I first saw it was like, hopefully this isn't like the Steam controller, which we all know failed miserably and was $10 by the time they were like, we just need to get rid of this shit. Or free, I think it was at the end. But it does look a little wonky. The analog sticks are up high on the console, and right next to it is the D-pad and the buttons. Underneath those are trackpads for games that need mouse control to play better. So from this little thing that I saw from IGN, and everybody can think about IGN what they will, but they do great coverage on these kind of things. So it was a preview of somebody going hands-on with it, and they're like, first saw this, looked really weird, thought it was going to be bad, put my hands on it, instantly felt fine, instantly felt perfect, like had no issues with the way the controller laid out. There's some back buttons as well.
Yeah, game changer.
Right.
For real.
The really exciting thing about this, guys, is that it is a PC. It is not just you can only play Steam things on it. You can download other storefronts, aka Epic Games, aka Xbox Game Pass to it, and you can play all those games that you would normally have to play sitting in front of your computer. You can now play them on your couch, in your bed, whatever. Like, it just on the go. Hopefully, as long as you have I would assume you would have to have Wi-Fi connection. That would be the only thing, is you have to have some sort of Wi-Fi connection to be able to connect to Steam.
This at a rooftop party, I'm in.
All in. This thing is impressive. This thing is very large. I don't think people realize how big it is. It is much bigger than a Switch. Like, you can hold it in your hand, but it is a fucking It's a big old honker, for lack of a
This
better term.
article I have pulled up here says it was originally going to be named the Steam Chunk,
Oh,
but they turned away. It didn't do well in the trial runs.
Thomas, I would actually
That's a
suggest
surprise.
while we're talking about this to like click on some of those links that people posted in the.
I'm actually reading them right now.
Yeah, if you go to like the actual Steam Deck website, you will see how fucking big this thing is. It is large
I mean,
and in charge.
Yeah, it's twice the weight of the Switch. And just for an update, just so people know, because maybe we push this podcast up a little bit. I don't know. It's $400, $530, and then $650.
That's what I thought. Okay,
but
530 is the one
they
that
all have
seems like
the-
the one to go with, but
They all have the same base specs as far as they've said. It's just that there's different
There's
SSDs in
storage.
there.
It reminds me of the old I'm not sure if the Game Gear is the one I'm thinking of,
yeah.
but it's one of those types of handheld systems. I remember my friend had one growing up, and we had some janky Sonic game on it. I say janky, I mean it was probably fine, but it reminded me of that, which is where most of my concern over the ergonomics of how it feels in your hand come from. If people say it's great, then cool. They put their hands on it. So, I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same. If I'm going to tell people the PlayStation 5 controller is great, but you have to put your hands on it, then
Yeah.
that's exactly why I should trust reviews on this. Yeah, it does look like a chonky boy. But I've told you my Switch is an offline indie machine. But if I was able to take advantage, if I basically was able to use this like a Switch,
Yeah.
but I was able to take advantage of Steam sales. Are you
Yes.
kidding me? Like that is amazing.
Game
That is
changer.
amazing. I mean, I would be able to spend. I mean, Nintendo is rightly criticized for not having the sales that you're going to see on any other platform, in
Right.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I can't even. I mean, definitely can't compare them to Steam.
No.
But I can't even compare them to the PlayStation sales, in my opinion. So
I mean, PSN has sales every week, every Tuesday,
time.
every Friday. Like there's something's on sale. I guarantee.
When I go on Nintendo, I cruise the eShop every once in a while, and I'm just like featured or deals or whatever the tag is, and I rarely see anything I'm interested in, like at all. Not even games where I'm like, I see stuff on the PlayStation Store, and I'm like, I want this, and this is a good price, but I think I'd rather play this on PC, or vice versa. But I rarely see stuff on the Switch that I even want at all. So if this just allows me simply to take advantage of Steam sales, I'd much rather buy games that I'm never going to play on that handheld than on my PC.
I mean, just think about like the things that they showed off that's running on it. Control. That's insane.
I like that game.
But that's insane that it's able to run on this. And they say it's just a PC. Like you can hook up a mouse and keyboard to it if you want. Like you can just use it as a PC, like in its docked mode, if you want to say that. You can, like I said, put all the other storefronts you want on it. You can completely get rid of Steam's iOS on it, or Steam's OS, and only use. You can just put Windows on it if you want. Like it's a PC that's in your hand.
At a time where like PC hardware is so hard to get, this seems like such a good move. This article that you linked in our notes here is from Kotaku. It says Gabe Newell describes Steam Deck's price as painful for Valve because basically they are selling it for. My understanding is they're selling it at a loss because presumably they will make it back in Steam game sales, right? The same way you want consoles in people's houses because they're going to spend money on your games and you make money through the storefront. It's fucking hard to get PC parts right now. I mean, to get my cooler when I moved across the country and my CPU cooler failed, to even try to get that was so hard. It was like pulling teeth trying to get that shipped to me and then also shipped to a store and all this stuff. And that's only one piece. That's not even a video card, which is specifically in high demand. So if you take the PC specs and put them on a screen like this, you don't have to worry about making a 40-inch monitor. Like making a game run and look great on a 40-inch monitor is a whole lot different than whatever the size of this is. I don't know, like 9 inches. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know
The
how.
screen itself is 7, so yeah, it's probably about 11 inches wide
Yeah, so if
total.
you're able to put that experience into a box that people who are specifically looking for the ability to play and not necessarily the ability to play high end, because even looking for mid-level PC specs right now is so hard because the top end of the market has turned up the price on everything else so much that to even get mid-grade stuff that was brand new 5 years ago is hard.
Yeah.
So I think this is so great. I definitely need to read up more on this. I mean, besides how great it seems like as a game console, the fact that we're still in a drought of PC supplies, this just seems wonderful. This seems like such a smart move to get playability literally into people's hands.
Yeah, and I would say definitely check out IGN's hands-on preview. It's probably like an 8-minute long video, and any question I think you have about it is answered in it in a relatively quick fashion.
What a bomb to drop on a random Thursday. Like they didn't even. I never even knew this was coming. I don't know if anybody else did.
I think it was rumored that they were working on something, and it might have been codenamed something else, like always. But yeah, man, I like, and you guys just did the pod about the state of handheld gaming, and then
That's some bullshit.
kablooey.
Wow.
Right?
We got to record the whole thing again.
Yeah. So just an FYI, especially in case we get to push this out early. Reservations are opening tomorrow at noon, but it is a specific Steam only reservation system that has queues as well as a fee. So it doesn't say for some reason on their FAQ. It talks about the fee, but then it doesn't tell you what the fee is. So I think you actually have to sign into Steam first.
Buy the system, but the fee to.
Yeah. So there's a reservation. Reservation start Friday at noon Central Time, and then you are put into a queue. You pay a small fee as reservation, and then obviously the queue system goes through all the way through December when they're supposedly shipping out, and they're hoping to tell people that they've got a system available before December. So the only thing there is timing. I don't know how good Steam is going to be at getting these out, but they actually are doing a really good job of taking all the steps they need to prevent scalping, because they are requiring like you must have made a purchase on Steam prior to June of this year, and a lot of little things about viable Steam accounts. So it should be a very secure process, and it should be only the people that actually want the system should be able to get it. So that's really cool.
And I'm not gonna hop on this right away. This is something that I want to see how things shake out. I want to see how the process of getting one goes, those kind of things. Its availability, like if it's a PlayStation 5 shortage type situation, that's gonna be a real bummer. But I've seen people seem to be getting PlayStation 5s easier now. So I haven't really, since I was like hard up to get one for a while, I've kind of backed off of that. I also got a new car, so it was kind of, so yeah, cool stuff. Hopefully it all works out. Everything seems to run real smooth, on it, from the stuff that we've seen. That was my big thing too, is like, how is it connecting to stuff? What's it actually doing? You're just downloading it just like you would on any PC, and you're just playing it. So, the only connection you need is the Wi-Fi to download it, and then the Wi-Fi to play it, because it has to recognize your licenses and all that kind of stuff.
Kidding. That would be a really fun way to play a game like 7 Days to Die, where it looks like a 15-year-old game anyway. So playing it on a small screen eliminates the drawback to playing a game like that. That's absolutely a game I would love to play on my couch. That would.
Like having this as a Game Pass Epic Store Steam machine that you don't have to sit in front of your PC to play just sounds like a dream.
Pretty
Doesn't
cool.
sound real.
Yeah, I feel like the only hurdle is if they do maybe say if it has to be persistent internet connection, that might be a detractor. But otherwise, I don't feel like anything else is really stopping it.
I
Yeah.
mean, in most places, you're going to, especially if this is just in your home or you're out somewhere, you're going to have a Wi-Fi connection somewhere. So it may not be the best Wi-Fi connection. You may have problems with maybe some multiplayer games and stuff, but like the
I
games
mean,
that
it'd
they
be
were,
the same
yeah,
limitations you'd have on a Switch, you know.
yeah, and the games that they're showing running on it, Control, Disco Elysium, like playing Disco Elysium handheld just sounds like magic to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't be more excited. Hopefully, it actually works out. Knock on some wood. Always with this new tech, we all get real excited, and then sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't pan out so good.
That's true, but it's a hell of a lot easier to feel confident in Steam releasing something like this than if it was Google. If this was Google,
Yes.
I'd be
Oh
like,
my God.
okay, yeah, give it 6 months.
See you in 3
We'll see.
years. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's so soon, like it's December, like it's Christmas time. That's just.
Yeah.
I know it's on my top of my Christmas
pretty
list.
And it didn't stop the Switch OLED from selling out today either. So
Yeah, I saw that.
Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. They're gonna do their thing, but
Yeah, they're gonna Nintendo.
for me,
it's gonna be fun.
knowing that Nintendo, if I bought a Switch, I'd play a lot of indie games and stuff on it. Knowing now that Steam is coming out with something like that I can also have all the access to my Game Pass library, my Epic library that keeps giving me free games every month, by the way, or every week, really. That's a done deal for me, but like
Yeah.
I will.
like that there's more. I mean, of course, like you said, last week we did a whole episode on handhelds, and I liked it. It was just interesting to see our different takes on everything and where we think everything is going. I am excited to have Nintendo have a competitor, a real competitor, in the handheld market because I think they need it. I think that to not dive back into stuff we discussed last week, I think it would be nice. Like Nintendo has been the cycle of Sony and Microsoft for a while, because you'll get some of the same games on the Switch, but they used to all three be in the same cycle along with PC. But Nintendo's kind of in its own cycle now, and PC has always been in its own cycle. I'm excited to see Nintendo have to lockstep, or to at least compete with someone who's in that same race, that handheld race as them, instead of being the only real natively handheld console. Because like playing remote play on your phone is not natively handheld. I mean, your phone is handheld, but I mean, it's not a game console; it's a phone.
Right.
So I'm excited to see that competition because, well, first of all, we get exciting things like this where you get the fucking release on the same day as the OLED pre-order. But
Right.
hopefully that'll make Nintendo have to make a decision on what they're going to do with release windows for handheld, because if it runs just fine on the Steam Deck, what are you waiting for on a Switch? Is the only thing that you're waiting for that you only own the Switch and not the Steam Deck?
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna still put money towards getting a Witcher 3 version on Switch? Are you gonna continue making cloud games like they announced Plague Tale cloud version after they did Control and Hitman 3? It's like, is anybody gonna buy those anymore? Probably not. No.
And if I was a developer, how much now do I care to port to the Switch market, the Nintendo market, when I can just continue to go on Steam where we were already working anyway, and now we just reach more people in a different market.
Yes.
So that stuff's
Gonna
all
be crazy.
Well, you guys got anything else, or is that going to be it for this one?
That's all I got for the topic. Before Carlos tells us how to find everything that we do online, I do want to say we have, our Discord's always changing. I'm on there all the time. I would love to have even more people to group up with and to chit chat with. The most poppin' part of our Discord is our news and deals channel, which on a day like today was a poppin'. And it's really exciting to discuss that stuff in real time with everybody. Yeah. We have a new-ish 7 Days to Die server, the survival game that I've been playing with my friends. It's a dedicated server, which means anyone can log on anytime. we're having a great time, and if you can hear this podcast, you are invited. And this is a reminder with stuff coming up. We've got we're trying to put together groups for games like Back for Blood, which comes out in October. We've got a dedicated channel as well. So if that's something that you're excited for, like I am, and you'd like to find regular teammates for, because those games are always more fun with a regular squad. Join our Discord. You can find that link through everything else, which you can find where, Carlos?
That is going to be at partyinvite.games. That is our website that has everything, and we're going to have a lot more blog content up there very soon. Also, of course, Thomas is coming back to our streams at Twitch on that's going to be Party Invite Show. And our Twitter is also Party Invite Show. So please, we would love to get to 100 followers on Twitter. And we're at something like 80 or so on Twitch, right? So let's get that one to 100 too. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. This whole move has been crazy with my PC. I told you this, my cooler failed, and some other stuff happened. But we've got a lot of new stuff. I got a green screen. I finally plugged in my stream deck, and I've got that set up, and some other bells and whistles. I'm really excited to unveil that stuff. So
awesome.
We're back in it, baby.
Really quick before we get out of here, something I just remembered. Death's Door comes out Tuesday, the 20th. Just a reminder, Death's Door, the hottest indie that everyone's talking about, looks super dope. Crow Souls.
It's going to be the new Hades for sure.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That is going to do it for us on this episode of the Party Invite Show. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Later.